Father is all kingdoms. And I was afraid to go there. That was all about my fears. I don't want the fly and the bug by me. I realize it's all part of his kingdom. All created for a purpose. And so now he says, I have authority over that kingdom. Did you see that? Oh, he showed me pictures of, again, that movie. He had me watch it with my kids. Kung Fu Panda 3. The ox absorbs the essences so he can use them where it's needed. And that's why he says, don't talk to one of them because you'll be talking to all of them. We're literally a frequency around the world that is Zion, that is true Zion, that have authority in this earth. And we've been being beaten down by the world because it was the Father's plan all along to make the prodigal son finally suffer to come home and follow the Father's laws. But you have to be willing to come home as the least in the kingdom. You know what I mean? That's what the whole prodigal son story is about. And the whole love story between that and Israel. Jerusalem is waking up now throughout the whole world. And we know we belong in Jerusalem for the feast, so people are giving up their everything they have to go home. I know one family, the family that started the camp up there, Camp Bethlehem, I don't know how many kids they have, like 7. One of them is, pen pals with my son. And he was basically started out homeless. And she picked him up, helping him or something like that. I remember, I don't want to mess up the story, but the whole thing is they give up everything, get flights, tickets to go and camp on Israel and Jerusalem. Oh my God. I see, Father. I see. But they used up everything they had to just be there, and these are the true Israel, that this is the true Jerusalem. These are the people that will be running in when everybody's going to be running out. You're going to see they're going to be running into the fire. They don't care what they hear on that you might die if you go and this and that. They will never care because they are the true stones that belong there. And the truth is his kingdom is coming through this fire, through the Kohanim waking up. His hidden Ephraimites are going to marry the Kohanim, the true ones, because I can already tell who you are, the fake ones. I can tell. Be waking up together with them. And we come together as a marriage, that one that is coming from the Yeshua side, and the other one marrying from Yehuda side. Becoming one in the marriage. The two sticks becoming one. This is the Father's will. Anybody going against the Father's will right now is under a curse. This is the Father's will. I'm here to call them out. That's why he uses my mouth. And you can call it all kinds of evil and this and that. Now with the flies going on. That was crazy. That was crazy. My fears coming up. And my wife's too. She went running. And I was so freaked out that I was going to breathe one in. You know what I mean? And he factually said, I didn't know whether it was or it wasn't. But, and now he says, I have authority over them too. See, the more the Father can trust you with, the more authority he gives you in the heavens and also down below. That's why the same one was able to bless and curse. And I didn't know how to do either one of them. But what he tells me is, don't worry, I do. Just trust in my voice. Just trust in me. My sheep hear my voice. So I do. And that's the word that I listen to. And he uses the scriptures just to prove to me to have faith in the evil out there, because they have been trying to get in from another door. Oh my goodness. Anyway, they're trying to get into his word, and what they're calling witchcraft, they're actually trying to divine mathematically and learn from themselves rather than hear directly. But it's all part of his kingdom. It all must be. All the pride that's in all of us was to be given to him, to build something for him. Build him an altar of stones. You see stone, the altar that you built. Heaven, an altar of righteousness that you built out in the desert. That was to Yah. And you saw who built most of it. You saw who built most of it. What did you have to do?
I just put a few little ones on top.
Yes. Mashiach. This is the top of the pyramid they've been building that's on everybody's dollar. They have built it to put themselves on top. But what they didn't realize was their pride put them down, because they built it out of the ego, out of the evil. And if they don't give that to him to be glorified, then they're going to perish and be under the kingdom. So right now he's looking for those that were thinking they were on top. Either they come in with the wealth, with the authority, give their kingships, give their kingdoms to the Father. See, there's a in throughout the Torah, I'm pretty sure it tells you how exactly it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to give to the Levites. The Levites will distribute accordingly. They know what to do, and we're just hidden Levites. And here we've been going, and it was like living off of credit and whatever for as long as we could, just to get this kingdom to come the way he wants it to come. We've been to open our house up to his kings to come here and be lifted up, and to be literally tested by the king. It's him and me, not me. To be tested by the king, to be raised up, or be brought to the same level, or put down, if need be. But every place has a place, and they'll realize their place because it fits exactly. It's harmony. So that fly that just happened, wow, that was my biggest fear. And I'm like, you're wanting me to breathe this in? And it was kind of like, it was spiritually, I saw what was happening as well. He says, when you have, every king needs to know what's going on in the least in his kingdom, does he not? He goes, have eyes to see and ears to hear. Did you not see all? Did you see all that what he was doing? It was very hard for you.
It was so disgusting. It was very hard to see anything else besides.
Okay, well, see, that's the whole kind of test of love. You know what I mean? It's because of, I'm talking metaphorically. I had to just go through all that too. I was disgusted, and all those same feelings were in my flesh. And he's like, do you trust me? He goes, I am all of creation. I'm going to speak to you from every single thing that I do. Have eyes to see, ears to hear. You know what I mean? And then one who knows. He was talking, it was more, instead of, it was about breathing as well, but he was talking about knows, his knowledge. Because he could smell something's fishy around here. You know what I mean? That's always been the people, we have senses. Wasn't it you that said you must feed shalom? But avocado's not good for dogs. Shalom? You want to sit down? Where do you want it? I shouldn't do that.
You told him to sit, and you didn't make him sit.
I know. But it was so cute.
Bella, do you
Listen to what the Father is saying to the churches.
Sit.
Listen to what he's saying.
No.
Come as a puppy. Come as a dog. Back to the Father's kingdom.
Like this, just like flax.
And you'll see, because the Father will give food to them. And they will be blessed by the Father because they'll be the closest to the Father. Listen to what the Spirit is saying. Listen to what the Spirit is saying to the kingdom. Listen to what the King says. I know we're one, but that's anyway, this is really hard. It's really hard. See? Are you seeing what's happening here? That's what's supposed to happen. In the house, the order comes from Shalom, from the bride. If the house isn't in order for Shabbat, it's because the bride isn't ready. And couldn't help it. She's been working for days up in Colorado, nonstop, while I was on the couch doing nothing. This is a message about the bride out there. That's exactly what's going on in the world. Is it not? The bride not been working nonstop, hard, just to get in the place of shalom with together. We're having to fight for it. We're having to fight for it. But we're going to learn how the kingdom works appropriately. He's literally teaching through us. He's teaching through me right now. And I'm just going with it, letting him play me.
Teacher of righteousness.
Yes, I'm letting him kind of like, you know what I mean? That's exactly what I feel like right now. And my movements and all that. And people are going to call it evil, and they're going to call it this and that. But what they're going to say is, what they're going to be doing is bringing judgment upon themselves because they're judging what they don't understand, just because it looks weird, it looks strange. And that's what he meant us to be. He meant us to be the peculiar ones. And we're the ones with this like superpowers. It's like literally we're the superheroes waking up throughout the world. That's who you are. And you realize you're different. You're angels of him, actually. That's who you are. We were fallen ones. And then we realize our gifts, our hidden gift. And it's like, what are we going to do with it now? Are you going to come offer on the altar with me to give to him and build his true temple? That's what that slaughtering up on that hill was about. It was taking authority even over the evil. It was about fighting the evil. And what people were saying that I was putting demons in this lamb was actually, you were saying that about Yah. You were saying that about your Yah. That's why it goes down to the two syllables. Because in Yah, everybody can say hallelujah, and we can all come together by hallelujah. It is Yeshua. Everything past that is all him. It's all him anyway, but who said, what Jew said it was going to go down to two syllables? Because that's it, hallelujah, it's going to be Yah. And it's funny because I used to say that before, and then I stopped. You want to know why I stopped? I got influenced by the world, what other people were doing with it. And I wasn't going by trust anymore. And that's why I have to learn to just trust him, you know? But I see what he's doing. He's teaching me through everything. Even Stone right now is right here holding the camera. And he's been a sick man himself, you know, in his life. And it's not easy for him at all. And he's been doing all these movements and things for me. But I see how in the Father's kingdom, he's like, look, I will bring those I didn't call, however he says it in the Bible, but I'll bring my lost home. But even that what is not the biological child of somebody is still a child of somebody. that wants to be with him and wants to know him more than his own children do. You understand?
He talks about those in the prophets and says they'll receive a better name than sons.
Wow. There you go. Hanuk. This is just amazing to me because it is. It's us about becoming who we are. Anyway, this is just an amazing, amazing time of letting him just flow through us. And it works perfectly. That's why with that little puppy that came into the house, I tried to destroy the order of the house. Because he thought he was the most loved. Right? So that man, Abraham, taught me something big in Israel. With how he fed his animals. He was a true father. True man. You know, he had me anoint him as mayor of Jerusalem. Did I tell you that? Huh? As one of the 144,000, but as the mayor of Jerusalem because he's a true man of peace. They're hugging that Jew, and he says, "That's my brother, not cousin." He says, "Not cousin, my brother." We're all children of Abraham. Some of us are coming home with the faith of Abraham. So be careful what you say about us. We're all children. But this order of the world that has been set up is all going to be overtaken by his love, by those who love. But the separation has begun. The chaos has begun. And it's out of the chaos. Ego will fight ego until love remains. It's out of the chaos we'll find his order. And it's who his true Zion is. And who belongs on top. And who belongs on bottom. When all they have is a house of cards. That it was all a big game in the first place. Of power and money. But let's see who has true authority in this earth. Against that power and money. There's those who are willing to get up and fight. Lay their lives down. Starting with their reputations. All that I've showed you of my past that you call crazy was all to show you what it looks like to wake up, because I was told already what was going to happen to me, and to share these experiences so that people would know what it looked like as the bride wakes up. There's a movie about that going to be 11/11, The Awakening, at a theater close to you. This is where you would put the advertisement. Okay. No, praise God. It's not working like any kingdom on this earth. This kingdom, you have to give everything that you have and that you are. To be closest to the king, you have to give everything that you are. And he's showing me who is closest by those who want to know me the most. He's showing me that his kingdom comes by those who want to know the king the most. And that's how the authority is going to be risen up. And this top of that pyramid that they've been building all this time will take its rightful place. Because it was a spiritual top. They even made a movie about it, he says to me. Tomorrowland? Is that what it's called? Yes. They were waiting for the right people that were able to control what they built. Did you know that? Yeah, where they were waiting. They were waiting. It was a total Illuminati movie, and it was all about this new kingdom of just well. Anyway, it was about this future kingdom, and they were just waiting for. They were about to. It was about to run out, and they were waiting for the right people. No, 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 no. Tell them no. No, no, no. Shalom. You don't poop on the green grass. Poop on the rocks. There's a message coming about that on the next episode. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm laughing because the me and me is laughing because he told me I was doing a reality TV show, and I didn't know what it looked like. And he's like, "It looks like me. It looks like me. All of creation. It's just this reality of what somebody experiences, a bride experiences waking up in his kingdom, and what it looks like, and having understanding that surpasses any wisdom of this world that everybody else thinks they have. Because the understanding is everything that you see out here is him. Everything. All of it is a kingdom under his authority. You just shared with me today. It's a hear and do. Oof, flies. And I might have snuffed in one.
Oh. Say that.
Oh, Abba, I see though. It's authority over kingdoms. Whatever it was,
Are you the
spiritual.
Lord of the Flies?
Huh? This is what I'm trying to. I gotta see that.
The Lord of the Flies.
But when you start to see that he speaks to you through everything, everything is him and his kingdom. Everything. My son, disgusted by the roaches, and he's like, those people. Okay, this is what he keeps sharing with me. What is that verse about that he gave Peter about the sheet with the unclean foods?
Which part are you talking about? Where he talks about having made them clean?
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about the Gentiles, and he says, "Don't call unclean what I've made clean."
Mm. What he's sharing with me right now is it had all kinds of unclean foods, right? Unclean foods, yeah. That's what it was, right?
Unclean animals, yeah.
So there was roaches in there too, I'm sure, then. Disgusting things were probably in there as well, right? Are those considered animals, or what are they considered?
Yeah.
It's a kingdom.
Yeah.
It's a kingdom. I'm starting to see this deeper and deeper. It's like, oh my gosh, wow. So it's all a kingdom. Don't call these things unclean. You know what's going to happen is all of these things, all the kingdom has a special purpose. It all has a very special purpose in the way the whole thing runs. It has to have movement of birth and death and birth and death and birth and on and off and yeah, male, female, north, south. You know what I mean? It has to have movement in order to grow. And the whole thing is about his kingdom coming through this growth of realizing what true love is. But love isn't one, we have to learn that it's, even a fly has its purpose. And that's exactly what it felt like. And it was a test for me. He's like, are you willing to sniff this? And I trust you, whatever it is, I trust you. And it says now I have authority over them as well. See, this is about that ox. Oh my God. I am the ox. I am the ox he was talking about. On the hill, because he told me to go take that property. To take that land they call. Whatever is that Greek land. The Roman and Greek land, it's the bride's land. That's Zion. That's where the Passover needs to take place.
That's where John the Baptist and his people hung out too.
Right? You're so good, Abba. I love you. I love you. Let them say whatever evil things. I love you. So that was wow. So you see, even the worst in the kingdom, it's like you begin to have authority. That's the deep roots. Shalom is disturbing things. Shalom is disturbing the peace. I mean, disturbing the order.
He thinks he's destroying chaos, but it's really the order.
It's the earthly order. Oh. Hey, brother. Do you see him? You do?
Yeah.
What does he look like? Really, what does he look like?
I don't know.
You're a good girl. You're a queen. You're a queen. When I asked for a dog, he brought me Bella. And literally, I said, "Are you the dog I asked for?" And we left for a weekend to go to Cincinnati to do for I don't know how long. Huh? Medical stuff. Yeah, we had to go to Cincinnati for Ehlers-Danlos stuff. I came back, and she came right and put her head right in the palm of my head and just gave herself. You know how an animal just, or whoever it is, just gives themselves to you. They're like, I'm yours. And that's what she did. That's what Shalom did too. Within seconds, he was so scared, but then he realized that I was actually, loved. I wasn't gonna hurt him. He just went. And now his tail is going up. So the story, you're still recording. This is perfect because that story goes back to that story of the lamb up on the hill, the Mount of Olives. Because he's been sharing a lot with me with the tail, when his tail waggles. You know what I mean? His tail would waggle because when he's happy. Remember when he was here, he was happy at Ephraim would be. He would get so excited. We have video of him somewhere with a waggly tail. These are all messages that he gives me. He's like, this is important. You know what I mean? I'm happy when I see you. He was speaking to me a lot about that. That's why those videos are so important. What they think are evil and demonic. It was him. That's why judgment's coming in. It's coming through the way he chooses. I have no power to do anything. I have no power to do anything but what he chooses to do. See, I'm so playful. This is interesting how he works. Shalom pooped on your lawn, honey.
I know.
What you gonna do about it?
Nothing right now.
What does it mean, metaphorically? No, seriously, look at him. He's young, yeah, he's so cute. Why not? Who would not allow? Oh, this is about Ephraim coming home. But they're gonna poop on our lawns. They're gonna poop on our parks.
They're gonna unkosher our kitchens.
They're gonna unkosher our kitchens. But are you willing to have shalom in your house? Look at that. No, come on, you gotta video him.
He made himself a little tent over there. Nice.
Say hi.
you like it? You see all the metaphors in it? The whole thing was just, everything is about him. That's what happens when you start seeing him. Was it still recording?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see him everywhere, in everything. Shalom just pooped on my lawn, on my fake grass. Oh my God, I'm starting to see it now. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Shalom pooped on my fake grass. But the pleasure we get from shalom outweighs all of it. Right? And that's how we're getting into the kingdom. As puppies. Sweet puppies. I'm serious. Why are you guys laughing at me?
I'm having him.
Oh. Oh, oh, see, I thought it was all about me just now. See, forgive me. Can you forgive me?
Yes.
I'm learning. Oh my God. I'm remembering a dream. I don't think they're going to do another. It's not. The election's not going to work again. Israel isn't going to form a government until they hear. I'm just saying. I don't know nothing. Next thing you know, I don't know anything but what he tells me. I don't even like to listen to. I don't like to listen to news, but I was asking him certain questions while we were there. But we don't even watch the news here. We don't watch anything. We're not into anything. We don't know what's going on in the world other than what he teaches us. And it's beautiful because we get to live in his glory. But the way his kingdom is coming is that fire and light, and he gave me that stick to be able to measure people. I love it that we're going to be calling him out. You realize what we're doing every time we do that. And you know what's going to be happening? Hallelujah. That's the whole kingdom of love that's going to be coming together. That's the whole kingdom coming under love. It's him. Throughout the whole kingdom, you'll see him even in the roaches. He's like, can you get past that gag reflex? You have true heaven on earth. She was a freaked out, scared, lost puppy at 19 degrees, and it was going to be 11. It was 11 degrees just down the road. Skinny, dehydrated, hungry. And, wow. And I found her because I wanted to pee. And I had to pee behind the building somewhere because it was closed. And I see him towering. He was like, he was so freaked out. And I kept calling him, and we got closer, and he came, and then literally saw, I don't know how abused he was, but.
You can tell he is, though, because
oh yeah,
when you got into the car, he was like. Yeah.
He's very, very, and his tail, like he said, it looked like his tail was broken because it had it permanently underneath him in a state of. And now look at him. Shalom's happy? But how prophetic is this about Shalom? Shalom was lost out in the cold. He speaks to me through everything. Oh boy, this is a crazy up and down experience of the only reason I get offended at people saying things about me is because it's him and me. That's the only reason at all.
Yeah.
I don't care. I've thought the same things about me. So it doesn't even, I can't blame them for it. I've already thought myself. Some of them, not all the things that they're saying. But what I'm trying to say is, it's all a test. If you do this, it's about going through your fears. And you end up on top. It's literally me taking my cross. They're all trying to tell me wrong because of some man's writings, instead of the true king's writings. You know what I mean? So they're judging from a wrong angle. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is just amazing. He's making himself so known right now. Now I really feel it's a Sabbath.
Yeah.
You too?
Oh yeah.
It's like this peace that just comes at wow. Wow. Did you see the sun today?
It's really bright.
Yeah. Praise God. Praise God. This is all wow. This kingdom's come. And it's through love. We're gonna be like Hare Krishnas for love. But what he tells me is everything was meant for his kingdom. All of them were meant to do. Everything was on purpose. It was all, the end was written from the beginning. All was made. He wrote the whole thing out from the end. It's all him telling himself of who he is.
Yeah.
And the only way, because he was so lonely, and he can experience himself, was to literally fragment himself out into literally stars, actually, which become people, as above, so below. But we're all in his image. And there's bigger stars than other stars. And the bigger stars could absorb the other stars. I see that's what they've been trying to do. They've been trying to absorb our essences, our powers into their kingdom, when I'm trying to have people build his temple and his kingdom on this earth out of who he is, out of love. See, I didn't come to want to follow the Torah, but by the love of my king. I didn't just want to just become a Jew. And the Jews think that everybody's just gonna be like, ooh, they're cool, let's be Jews.
Right.
No, what they see is, ooh, cool, they make all the money, they're blessed, let's go be like them. But unfortunately, some people came in and even names got changed and things, powers that were made were because they were trying to build their own kingdom. But it was all to build something that is all under now the king's authority. And those who have the power to bless and those who have the power to curse. That's what those slides were about. It's all him.